and welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. I'm your host, Jennifer Cohen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Another great show ahead of us. Lots of things going on in the Verde Valley. The weather is perfect, and with this perfect weather, I know a lot of you have been getting out and going hiking and doing gardening, and along with that come the aches and pains in the backs and the necks and the shoulders and the feet that maybe you overdid it a little bit. That is possible. So our first guest today, because of that, is Todd, Lyonnaise, who is the physical therapy specialist and owner of Precision Physical Therapy in Cottonwood. He's here with a gentle warning about keeping yourself pain and injury free, so you'll want to be here for that. And from the City of Cottonwood's Public Library, Youth Services Director Joyce May Read will be in our studio today to tell us about their summer reading program, Build a Better World. Now, this program has presenters and activities for kids of ages 0 through 18, so there's absolutely no reason for you to hear the sentence, "Oh, there's nothing to do this summer," because there is. You want to check that out. The 52nd annual Jerome Home Tour takes place May 20th through the 21st. It is the longest running home tour in Arizona with never before seen historic and significant homes on tour for public viewing. It's amazing. There's a shuttle that drives you around. It's a great tour. If you haven't done it, you need to get involved. So we'll be joined later by Vice President of Jerome Chamber of Commerce, Donna Chesler, along with Jerome Chamber President and Tour Director, Kevin Savage, and they'll fill us in on what's going on this year's home tour. Then we'll hike up to Jerome ourselves and visit the Gold King Mine. In October of last year, we felt a very big loss with the passing of one of Verde Valley's most beloved citizens, with Don Robertson. He was the owner and operator of the Gold King Mine. His daughter, Jeannie LeFew, took some time to talk to us candidly about the future of the mine and the celebration of Don's life that's going to be happening on May 20th up at the Gold King Mine. So check that out. That's really good. And we'll finish out today's show with a live performance from Gail Kennedy and Steve Sandner. Gail and Steve have teamed up to present Songs from the Heart, a tribute to women of song. It's going to be happening at the Sedona Hub on May 20th. So we'll be graced with a few selection from their performance right here live, so don't go away. So we'll go ahead and get started. Our first guest today, Mr. Todd Lyonnaise. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for your expertise. Perfect time of year. I know everyone is gardening like crazy and landscaping and moving rocks and consequently possibly hurting themselves.
Absolutely. This time of year, everybody's been sort of cooped up for the winter and it's been a little more sedentary than they probably like to be in the Verde Valley, and things get a little bit tight, and most of us don't take the time to slowly put ourselves back into our favorite activities. We just jump in with both feet.
Absolutely.
And end up seeing a fair number of injuries as a result of that.
I bet. So if you're out there and you just say, I'm going to move rocks and garden, and what are you going to run into?
Well, back strains are the most common thing, and it really comes as a matter of lifting incorrectly. Body mechanics are everything. It's important to remember to keep the weight that you're lifting close to your center of gravity, close to your belt line, and not hold it out way out in front of you, and to bend your knees and put things down and pick them up with your legs rather than using your back muscles. The muscles of your legs are much stronger than the muscles of your back.
Absolutely. So think first. Think before
Exactly.
you
It's
lift.
really a lot of it's about prep. If people can avoid bending and twisting at the same time and set things up so that they're not going to have to twist in order to get the next tool or the next pot to put into the ground, then they're going to be safer.
First, do you think a little stretching? Should we do a little
Everybody should
something
do a little
beforehand?
stretching. It's a good idea, to warm up whether you're going to be gardening or if you're going to be going running or hiking.
Yeah, you don't think about that. Warm up before you garden. You think warm up before you go for a run, perhaps at the gym, but you never think warm up before gardening or hiking.
Exactly, but it's still a heavy activity, and you're still, likely to strain or sprain things, and so it's a good idea to loosen up before you get started.
How about that? Now, as far as hiking goes, what kind of injuries do you see from hiking?
The majority of the injuries from hiking are coming through the foot. We see a lot of plantar fasciitis, and it really comes down to, again, people are a little sedentary when they're in their off time, and they suddenly go back out to their favorite hike and they do the Grand Canyon or Bear Mountain rather than starting off with something a little easier, a little shorter. And so it shocks the foot, stretching the plantar fascia, which is a semi-contractile tissue at the bottom of the foot that supports your arches. And every time you step, you stretch your arch out a little bit, and therefore you stretch the plantar fascia. And so if you do a little too much too soon, you irritate the tissue, and it takes a little bit to get that pain to go away.
And that's terrible, too.
Oh, it's pretty miserable. Most of our patients will describe it as like the first few steps of their day is like walking on glass.
Ah, I've heard people describe that before, so that's what that is, huh?
Yeah.
Ugh, awful, awful. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Now, how about the ankles and the hips with hiking?
Well, you definitely see problems with the ankles, the hips, and the knees with the hiking, and a lot of that, again, comes down to breaking yourself in. If you haven't been doing enough prior to this season and going back to hiking, you're more likely to be sore, and so you want to start easy. You don't want to start off with your hardest hike, and you don't want to start off with your heaviest pack. You want to break yourself in.
So break yourself in gently. Main tip: stretch, warm up, break yourself in gently. Watch out for cactus and snakes.
Definitely good advice.
You don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, no.
A physical therapist is not going to help you when you get bit by a snake, but every other thing else you can help with.
Absolutely. A lot of what we do with the physical therapy is just to reestablish blood flow to the injured tissue and then protect it. We teach you how to protect it either through body mechanics, or in the case of the foot is taping that's involved in order to protect the tissue. So you want to reestablish the blood flow, reestablish the range of motion, and then protect the tissue while it heals.
That's true. What we don't think about is the inflammation blocks blood flow, and then we tend not to use something, or we start to maybe favor it and then screw the other thing up more, and then you end up with more trouble. So you really shouldn't wait, should you?
Well, it's the truth. We see a lot of secondary injuries due to compensation, especially when you start talking about the foot. Now you're limping when you walk around, and before you know it, you're having some back pain and or hip pain as a result of the original injury of just hiking too much and irritating the bottom of your foot. So the quicker you deal with the primary problem, the less likely it is your compensatory strategies are going to create new problems.
Right, there you go. The quicker you deal with it, because we've all done that. We've heard something and we've limped around, or we've used the left arm more because we hurt our other shoulder or something, and the next thing you know, we have another problem. And what happens when you leave an injury? Just leave it for a while, go, oh, it'll get better, it'll be fine, but then you run the risk of a lot of things, don't you?
Exactly. So as a result of splinting and protecting the injury for a long period of time, you're actually restricting the blood flow, and the muscle fibers are shortening. In some cases, the joint capsule itself can shrink, and you can lose range of motion that way, and it becomes much more complicated to make progress at that point. Good general rule is about 72 hours. If you injured yourself and it starts to get better in 72 hours, it's probably something you can take care of on your own. 3 days go by and you're not feeling any better than you did when you originally injured it, it's time to see a professional.
Oh my goodness, yes, I would think so. Sheesh. Now you've been in this industry for over 22 years, is that correct?
Yeah, about 25 years now.
Yeah, wow, congratulations. What made you decide to be a physical therapist specialist?
I was a weird little kid. When they taught me how to use the library, all I wanted to look up was anatomy and physiology.
Wow.
And I've just been fascinated with the way the body works from the very beginning. It's absolutely amazing that it works the way it does.
Wow, so you were born for this. You already had an innate ability and understanding of
very
physiology
lucky in
and
that I
anatomy.
found what I am passionate about at a very young age.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, you are the owner, correct, of
Yes.
Precision Physical Therapy in Cottonwood, and you
Yes.
have a new office now. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
It's
My partner
gorgeous.
started the business about 13 years ago, and then I came in about 8 years ago, and we've grown pretty comfortably. And now we have a nice bigger space where we can be a little bit more dynamic in our exercises, and we can manage the flow of our clientele a little bit easier than we were previously.
Yeah,
Hate leaving people waiting.
yeah, see, that's great. Yeah, it's a beautiful facility. Congratulations. You guys have a great Facebook page, so you've posted pictures of the before and the after and the moving in and what it
Thank
looks
you.
like now, and you got to take a picture now with everybody in it. That's what you need.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Put
I
that
like
on
that.
the Facebook
Yep.
page. You can check out Precision Physical Therapy on Facebook. Look it up on Facebook. And of course, you can give them a call at 928-634-1900 if you have questions for Todd, which I'm sure you do now. You're like, oh, this hurts and that hurts. I wonder if I need that looked at. And if you're like me, you've had lots of neck injuries or this, that, or the other, you're always waking up in the morning going, oh my gosh, I need this worked on and that worked on. And letting it sit is not good.
No,
I've
exactly.
done that. Don't do that. Get right on it. What's the one thing you would like to really stress for folks out there who to keep themselves healthy when they're out and being active? If you had to give them just one piece of advice.
It would be to plan ahead. Really, you know what you're planning, whether it's your workout or your hike or what you're going to do for your project. Rushing into it haphazardly and not having a plan about how you're going to go through it and protecting your body it's great when you're 18, but those of us that get past 30, it creates problems. And so you want to plan to make the project or the hike or the exercise as safe and easy as possible.
Wow, brilliant. There you go. From the mouth of a specialist, just what you needed to know. Todd Lyonnaise, a physical therapy specialist. I love this, specialist. Not just any old physical therapist, you're a physical therapy specialist. Owner of Precision Physical Therapy. Check him out on Facebook. Give him a call if you have any questions. Todd, thank you for being here. Thank you for discussing that with us. We'll all have a much safer summer now with our hiking and gardening. Nobody's going to hurt themselves, right? Okay, awesome. Appreciate you being here. And don't go away because we've got lots more of the Verde Valley Experience coming up.
The Q102.9 plays all the hits.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Ariana Grande.
Maroon 5.
This is Rihanna.
I'm Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
Ed Sheeran.
What's up, guys? It's Justin Bieber.
You're listening to The Weeknd.
Start your day with Brian James in the morning. You'll get at least 10 songs in a row during your ride home with Julie Page.
Zach Sang Show.
Catch the Zach Sang Show weeknights 7 to midnight. And Kelly Fox weekends on your home for hit music. The Q102.9 and 104.9 in Prescott and Cottonwood.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with the City of Cottonwood Public Library's Youth Service Coordinator, Joyce May Read. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You have a fun job, I bet, as Youth Services Coordinator.
Yes,
You're always
I do.
thinking of fun things for the kids to do at the library.
Oh, yes. Tomorrow, our family craft, we're actually making Cinco de Mayo maracas out of Easter eggs, plastic spoons, tape, and permanent markers.
How fun!
And then we're going to do a little maraca music.
Oh my gosh,
So.
I want to do that. That sounds great. You've got a lot of different things going on throughout the week, every month at the library.
Yes, we do.
You don't need special events because you have other things, but you also have special events.
We do, yes. Most especially, our summer reading program is coming up. The registration for it begins on May 22nd. There's actually a link from the children's and the teen pages, and there will also be a link on the adult page where if you're curious about the summer reading program, you can click here and it'll take you to a little countdown. There'll be a banner showing the Build a Better World theme that we have and a countdown to how many days, hours, minutes till the summer reading program registration starts, and that page will turn into the registration page on May 22nd.
All right. How fun is that?
It's lots of fun because they can register online and they can build their own account. They can choose an avatar and kind of have their own little pictures and all kinds of things. There's a leaderboard on the Read Squared program where kids can look at what other kids are competing with them in terms of minutes read throughout the weeks.
Awesome.
And so it kind of adds a little competition to the program.
That's a good thing to work with, competition in kids and foster that. Ooh, and to throw it with reading is brilliant.
Right. And each week, for the minimum number of time read, which for the little ones is 2 hours, for the teens it's 4 hours, they can win a free book each week. We'll have a display case with all of the prize books in it, and when they've reached their minimum number of minutes read, then they can go over to the display case and pick out a free book.
Wow.
So the program is 7 weeks long. So by the end of the program, they could have 7 free books.
That's fantastic. What an excellent way to foster a love of reading with children. My daughter loves to read. She's voracious. She's never anywhere with at least 2 books. You know, she's got one open, another one in her hand. And I love that. I'm so fortunate that my daughter took to that because we always took her to the library programs and the toddler time when you sit and read, and then the craft time with the story is great. And now, wow, she reads like crazy.
It's great. That's great. Yeah, so she needs to register for the summer reading program.
And it's wonderful that you've got such a big, long stretch because, you know, we do a lot with, as far as ages go, because we do a lot with the little kids. But then around the teens, we start, you know, it gets more complicated. But you have a lot going on for the teens this year.
We do. We have a brand new teen librarian. Her name is Saris. And she has a really nice lineup for the teens with the Build a Better World theme. She's concentrating on building a better world through environment, community, and helping people. And she is going to have a couple of events where the kids can get involved with Habitat for Humanity. They're going to go visit the Fresh Start Farm and learn about farming and growing their own food. And they're actually having an icebreaker party on May 24th, so before the actual program starts. They're going to have a movie and popcorn in the program room to kind of get everybody together and meet the, you know, meet other teens. And
that's great. Someone who has teenagers thought of that. Because
well, she doesn't have teenagers, but she looks young enough to almost be one.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, just the thought, I know when my daughter does any sort of camper program, at first there's always that, I don't know, I won't know anybody. So to do an icebreaker event is super.
Yes.
A super idea.
Yes, it is.
That's great. And then everybody, then they're ready to go, you know, to the program.
Yep.
So you've got this amazing event coming up, the summer reading program. You can register online, but it doesn't start until May 22nd for ages 0 to adult. So you got it all covered, all kinds of activities during the week. Everything's available on the website. Simple enough. ctwpl.info. Go there, check it out. You'll see everything you need to do there. What I love is the calendar of events monthly. You can look through that and see there's so much going on. It's like, wow, Grand Central Station of exciting things in the library.
Yep. And for the adults, it's going to be really neat too, because there'll be a little competition for them reading and kind of counting their minutes. And there will be prizes. There will be different kinds of raffle tickets from businesses around the community. And we're going to have a couple of really nice final prizes. And one is going to be a 3D printing pen. So people who are reading a lot will want to get in on that. And I'd also like to mention that we do get a lot of donations from the community. Monetary donations, donations of prizes. The pizza places will donate pizzas for our parties at the end of the summer reading program. So the community really pitches in with, you know, to help us out.
Well, that's fantastic. Too much fun. There's all kinds of things besides the weekly activities. There's the end of summer reading program party, and then there's a pool party, and now there's pizza party.
Yep. Wow. The end of the summer reading program party is on a Tuesday, and it's for all the participants. It will be at the library, and sort of the finale for the summer reading program, a singing or a musical duo, Sticks and Tones, is going to be performing.
Oh, cute.
And they do some really nice things. We've had them before, and great musical group. And then the pool parties, which includes the pizza, is for the little kids and the juveniles, and then we have another one for the teens, and it's over at the rec center. So the rec center lets us come over and use their party room, and the kids get a free swim.
Oh my gosh.
And those parties are for the top readers. The computer will add up all the minutes that the kids have done and help us choose the top readers.
More incentive. That is amazing. You know, when I was a kid, libraries were dull. This is not a dull library here. The Cottonwood
It's not
Public
a dull
Library,
library, and it's not a very quiet library either.
Well, you got a lot going on. So make sure you check out the website. Let's see if I can get this right. ctwpl.info. check it out. You want to learn about the summer reading program. You want to learn about all the great stuff and the parties that go along with that, and get your kids into reading, and so they're not going, Mom, I'm bored. This summer, this is a great place to do it. Of course, check out the menu of what happens on a weekly basis at the library. There's always something for every age group. It's an amazing library. Joyce, thank you for being here.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate what you're doing. Have a wonderful summer.
Thank you very much. It's going
Yes.
to be lots of fun.
It is. Joyce May Read, the Youth Services Coordinator for the City of Cottonwood's Public Library. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
The Q102.9 plays all the hits.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Ariana Grande.
Maroon 5.
This is Rihanna. I'm Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars. Ed Sheeran. What's up, guys? It's Justin Bieber.
You're listening to The Weekend.
Start your day with Brian James in the morning. He'll get at least 10 songs in a row during your ride home with Julie Page.
Zach Sang Show.
Catch the Zach Sang Show weeknights 7 to midnight. And Kelly Fox weekends on your home for hit music. The Q102.9 and 104.9 in Prescott and Cottonwood.
Welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I'm now here with Jerome Chamber Vice President Donna Chesler and Jerome Chamber President and Tour Director Kevin Savage, and we're talking about the 52nd annual Jerome Home Tour. Hooray! My favorite. I love it. The longest running home tour in Arizona, and it's got to be the best one. I'm sorry, it just has to be the best. It's a good 52 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's awesome.
And you know, there are 441 people in Jerome. So when you think about the logistics of finding homes, it's challenging, and we're grateful to our residents who are willing to open their homes to 1,500 people in 2 days.
Wow. Yeah. How many homes are on the tour this
we
year,
have
Donna?
we have 7 buildings and homes, so they're not all private homes.
All right. But see, that's wonderful, because then you get a nice mixture of what's happening. I've done the tour several times, and I love that we have the more commercial aspect of it. This building used to be this, and then you go into somebody's little house that you've driven by. If you've been to Jerome, you drive up and down the street, you've driven by the house before, and you're like, oh, I get to go in. It's just such an awesome thing to be able to peek inside and learn more about the history of what's going on.
Speaking of little, we have a little house on the boardwalk. I don't know if you've ever been on the boardwalk. And this was Society Hill, and this is where the upper class at one point in history lived. And it is actually a boardwalk, and the house is 752 square feet. It's very tiny. It's got the big view, though. Yeah, it's a lovely garden. That's our oldest one from 1904. Wow. It's a very charming little house.
That's wonderful.
A lot of Victorian homes. It's a Queen Anne Victorian home on the boardwalk.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a lovely addition.
It is.
I like that it's different every year, too.
Yes.
So you can go every year
Yes.
and see something different. And I love how it's run, Kevin. It's so beautifully smooth with the shuttles going to and then you're ready, and there's the next shuttle, and it was just perfect. You can do it in 2 hours. You can do it in 4 hours. You can take your time or go swift, but you've got it all laid out.
You don't actually have to, get on the tour and, rush through it. You can stop and have lunch or shop or in any of the stores and take a break. But this year we're encouraging people to always, like in the past, park out at the big parking lot that's past the fire station. And another thing that's been done this recently is the sliding jail area parking lot has been closed off. It's been kind of sliding down the hill too much. So,
gotta love that about Jerome.
Yeah, that's been repaired, and it's coming right along. So there'll be some additional parking right downtown too. So
excellent. Fabulous.
So once people park at the parking lot that we call the 300 level, that's what we call it, there will be a bus, actually, and it's donated to us from the Clarkdale Jerome School. And that bus will bring people right to Spook Hall, where they'll buy their ticket, and then the tour will start. And the tour starts after you buy your ticket. You're put into a van with about 15, they're 15-person vans, I believe. You're put into the van, and off you go.
Great. And I loved the van rides because you get to meet different people every time. Where are you from? And you get to talking, and next thing you know, you have 5 new friends.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like best friends.
Yeah.
This year there is like 3 of the facilities is a big walking venture, and so we highly recommend that. No high heels,
right?
Mostly because of the boardwalk and the steps that you're going to be climbing. So bring some hiking shoes and plan on an adventure for sure.
For sure. So it's not handicap accessible, is what you're saying.
No.
That's correct, and that's just not possible in Jerome.
Jerome's
so sorry,
difficult
it's not
anyway.
possible.
Yeah, Jerome's difficult that way.
Yeah.
It is.
So.
Yeah, you got to be kind of sturdy to be a person in Jerome. I admire the locals.
Yeah. While you're waiting in Spook Hall this year, we're going to have music almost all day, including the famous Jerome Ukulele Orchestra is going to play a little bit, and some other local musicians. So, and there'll be some photographic displays, and it'll be fun. The whole experience is fun.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's about 80 volunteers per day.
Wow, per day.
Per day.
Along with the police and fire departments involved, and it's a big ordeal.
Wow. That is amazing. That's a lot. I mean, you
know,
a
lot of people.
You're looking at it, 40% of Jerome's population is volunteering.
I know.
That's kind of amazing.
It's crazy. Jerome's amazing that way, though.
Yeah.
We actually have people from all over the Verde Valley who volunteer for this every year, not just Jerome, which is really wonderful. So.
Yeah, you've got a nice network. Do you need more volunteers, or do you have it taken
Absolutely.
care of? More volunteers.
Yeah.
info@jeromechamber.com.
There you go. Excellent.
You can buy your tickets online. This is our 3rd year we did this.
Yes.
Which is good. And you can go to jeromechamber.com to buy your tickets, or you can buy them at the door. It's $20 for adults, $15 for kids, and free under 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, do you sell only a specific lot of tickets? Can you sell out?
No.
Okay.
No.
Excellent. You just keep running as long as the demand is.
From 9 to 3 is when we're accepting ticket sales.
Okay.
So at 3 o'clock we shut it down each day, and which means that there's still a couple of more hours to go for the facilities to be ready to greet people. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Now, I love your title, Kevin, tour director.
Oh, I don't know. I have many titles.
Well, I'm sure you do, but tour director is great. So you kind of oversee the path of the tour and make sure that everything is moving smoothly.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yep.
I'm really tired.
Oh.
But it'll be really worth it in the end.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
It's got to feel so gratifying the next day when you go, that was another successful Jerome tour. That's just amazing.
This building right here is called the Clubhouse. And this is going to, I don't think anyone's really been in this building. It was the 3rd hospital that was built in Jerome. And then it became, they closed it after a year, and it became actually a clubhouse for the mining people. And people in Clarkdale came up. There was a library there. There was a ballroom. There was a coat room. There was a card room and for men and a card room for women. And these are just gigantic open spaces with these curved walls, curved ceilings, big pillars, made of cement. The whole history of it is fascinating, and we're going to be telling the story of that when you get in there.
See, that's what I love about the tour. You think, oh, you go to this house, you look around, maybe there's something written on a paper. No, there's an actual live human being in there who knows the story of the home or the building and tells you that.
Right.
That's like above and beyond for a tour. That's just amazing, and I totally appreciate all the facts and information.
This was actually built on a fault. Which was not good.
Oh dear.
And so there was a huge crack on the south end of the building right after it was built, and you know there was all the mining and the explosions and all that. So this event happened, and then they ended up tearing that entire section of the building off. So it looks different from the original building. And now the current owners are hoping to turn this into loft-type condominiums. So everyone's going to get a sort of a tour of what this looks like right now before.
How fun.
It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Well, everything about the Jerome Home Tour is cool. Take it from me. I've been there a bunch of times. Don't miss it. I know you've always wanted to go. So check it out. It's May 20th and 21st from 9 a.m. till 5. Last ticket sold at 3, correct?
Correct.
At Spook Hall. And again, they're parking
The 300 level.
At the 300 level.
Yeah, there'll be signs and there'll be people directing. So we're going to keep things moving. It's going to be good.
Oh, it's always good.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to be good. Donna, thank you. Kevin,
thanks for having us on.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for what you're doing for the home tour. I know. Will I see you guys when I go?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll be waving.
Somewhere.
I'll be selling tickets.
There you go. And you'll be hanging out of a bus somewhere, directing traffic.
Yeah.
He'll be directing.
So you can get your tickets online if you go to jeromechamber.com, or you can get them at the door. Either way, it's up to you. It's $20 for adults and a couple of $10 for kids. And then if you want to carry your baby, but no dogs, no wheelchairs.
Nope.
No strollers.
No strollers.
No high heels.
No high heels, okay? Put your tennies on, do some stretching like Todd told you, warm up for the Jerome home tour.
Exactly.
And we'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
The Q102.9 plays all the hits.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Ariana Grande.
Maroon 5.
This is Rihanna.
I'm Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars. Ed Sheeran. What's up, guys? It's Justin Bieber. You're listening to The Weekend.
Start your day with Brian James in the morning. You'll get at least 10 songs in a row during your ride home with Julie Page.
Zach Sang Show.
Catch the Zach Sang Show weeknights 7 to midnight. And Kelly Fox weekends on your home for hit music. The Q102.9 and 104.9 in Prescott and Cottonwood.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now at the top of the hill above historic Jerome at the Gold King Mine and Ghost Town. Now, Verde Valley residents may have noticed we did suffer quite a loss in October when we lost Don Robertson from Gold King Mine. Now, I'm fortunate enough to be here in Don's shop over Don's race car with Don and Terry's beautiful daughter. It's just so wonderful to be with you, Jeannie. Thank you for meeting with us.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
And thank you for what you're doing here at the Gold King. You know, this means so much to so many of us residents, and you're going to continue on with Don's dream. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was my mom and Don's plan. Unfortunately, we lost my mom in 2001, very young, 58, with cancer.
Wow.
But at that time, we had put everything in a trust, and it was an agreement that it would continue and go on, and we'll just continue to want to just keep, impacting our community. The people love it, families love it, and this was Don and my mom's dream.
Sure.
I didn't always understand it, but I think I caught the passion after I saw how it affected so many people,
right.
And just the love of it here. So, Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep doing it. It won't be the same without Don, but we're going to do everything we can to continue to keep their memory alive and just remember them through it.
Yeah, it's a 30-year process of creating all this stuff. Don and Terry working in conjunction with each other to create what I call the corner of heaven in my happy place.
Yeah.
Because this is all me. I'm so at home here, and I did have the luck to sit with Don and talk to him for a little while a number of years ago in the fire truck outside, and that's one of my fondest memories. You know, and I'm just some person who lives here in the valley as well as all these other people. So I'm so glad that you're hearing an outpouring of support from the people and that you're really understanding this is so much more than just a tourist attraction.
Yeah, he really impacted a lot of people's lives, and it was one of the things that he did. I think it was just a quiet place, and he'd you know, pop a squat with somebody and drink a Coke, and they would just talk. And that's what so many people come to tell me now. You know, I got to talk to him. Let me tell you about the day I talked to him. Let me tell you, and also, you know, he just was real relational in a lot of people's lives. He would help them with whatever they needed help with, or so. Yeah, it was pretty impacting to hear story after person after person after person coming up here and saying, "I'm so glad I got to meet him."
Absolutely.
You know, so.
Yep, and quite a master mechanic and a mastermind to have all this stuff going on at one time. And good for you. I know that you've been cleaning things up and putting a little woman's touch in there, which is so nice.
A little bit.
With the signage.
Yeah.
And you're having a really amazing memorial that you're planning for your dad coming up here soon.
Yeah, May 20th. We did not know how to impact everyone that he knew because he knew so many people.
Right.
So we have posters. It's on Facebook and word of mouth. We're asking everybody to let everybody know. But May 20th from 10 to, it's going to go on into the evening. But most people are coming around 10. We're asking them to, you know, to push, pull, haul, ride, whatever their old stuff and their antique equipment. And they will have barbecue here to purchase, but we'll have water. And then there'll be a ceremony probably around 3 to 4 at that time.
Okay.
And then they'll have bands going on. They'll have it's going to be 12 to 2:30. Cheap Sunglasses are going to be playing. And then some locals that afternoon. Ron Chilston's band and some of the Jerome locals are going to be playing.
That's a wonderful celebration of life here at the Gold King.
And at that time, too, the Historical Society will present Don and my mom with a plaque for the Historical Society there.
Posthumously.
So, really an icon of this place.
Absolutely.
You know, this town.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the whole reason to come to Jerome.
Right.
For me, you know, like I say, I love it. So congratulations to you for taking the reins and just doing it. I mean, this is not something most people can just walk into. And you've done a wonderful job so far. And I know you have a vision for bringing in more things and making it more interactive and more of the little critters for the kids and more of the displays for the adults. And I see that vision and I applaud that because this was big shoes to fill.
It is.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
We're going to do it. You know, we told them we would, and that's what we're going to do.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. So May 20th. From 10 until whenever, most likely, here at the Gold King Mine in Ghost Town.
In the bottom ballpark, we call it.
The ballpark, the bottom 40.
Yeah.
Bottom 400 down there. Is there information on it on your website?
There is. The poster is posted on the website.
Yes, it is. GoldKingMineGhostTown.com.
Correct.
There you go. Check out GoldKingMineGhostTown.com. And you have a Facebook page?
You can look up. Yes, we do. We're in the middle of kind of consolidating those because we had 3 or 4 of them.
Right.
People would create one to post their stuff.
Just for fun.
So, yeah, look up one. You'll find it somewhere.
There you go. Awesome. All right. So get ready to celebrate Don Robertson's life and, of course, the celebration of the collection that he and Terry have made and that Jeannie is now, and your lovely husband, Mike is helping along with you.
I couldn't do it without him.
Well, there you go. Go, Mike. Awesome. Jeannie,
Definitely.
thank you. Thanks for meeting with us. Thank you for doing what you're doing. This is my favorite place, so I'm really thrilled to hear it's in good hands.
Getting the word out and let people know that it's going to continue.
Great.
There was some rumors, people just asking questions. They weren't sure, but we're really trying to get the word out.
Awesome. Word's out.
So, yep.
I think so.
All right.
And we'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
The Q102.9 plays all the hits.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Ariana Grande.
Maroon 5.
This is Rihanna. I'm Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars. Ed Sheeran. What's up, guys? It's Justin Bieber. You're listening to The Weeknd.
Start your day with Brian James in the morning. He'll get at least 10 songs in a row during your ride home with Julie Page.
Zach Sang Show.
Catch the Zach Sang Show weeknights 7 to midnight. And Kelly Fox weekends on your home for hit music. The Q102.9 and 104.9 in Prescott and Cottonwood.
Papa!
Miss Lee, this is Agent Williams from the tax office. Our records show an unpaid balance on your account. If you don't pay by end of day, you'll be facing jail time. Well, the fastest way to fix this is with a prepaid debit card. Can you go get one now? Yes, and we want to clear this up. If you just buy that prepaid card, put $400 on it, then call me back and read the numbers to me.
The moment they ask for a prepaid card is the moment you know something's wrong. Think before you send money. Learn more at scamowareness.org.
I thought I'd drop a line. The weather's cool, the folks are fine. I'm in bed each night at 9. P.S. I love you. Yesterday we had some rain, but all in all I can't complain. Was it dusty on the train? P.S. I love you. Ride to the Browns just as soon as you're able. They came around to call. I burned a hole in the dining room table. Now let me see. I guess that's all. Nothing else for me to say, and so I'll close. But by the way, everybody's thinking of you. P.S. I love you. Ride to the Browns just as soon as you're able. They came around to call. I burned a hole in the dining room table. Now let me see. I guess that's all. Nothing else for me to say, and so I'll close. But by the way, everybody's thinking of you. P.S. I love you.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. We have the lovely and talented Gail Kennedy and the very handsome and talented Steve Sandler. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, I love what you're going to be doing on May 20th at the Sedona Hub. At 7 o'clock, you guys are having a concert called Songs from the Heart, celebrating the women of song. So explain what that's going to be, Gail.
Well, what we're doing is sort of a trip through history of women, iconic women of song, from, believe it or not, 1915 through to the present.
All right.
Of course, we're going to have to eliminate a lot of those people because because the concert would be a day and a half long. But we're trying to pick singers that people will recognize. The songs, even the very old ones, are still very recognizable and knowable. And we're just hoping that people will enjoy that little historical look at all the famous female singers of the time.
Is this the first time you'll be doing this type of show?
This particular theme, yes. I've done other one-woman shows in the past, but not this particular theme. It's something I thought about for a long time.
Yeah. What made you decide to pick something around the famous women over the years?
Well, being a woman singer, I guess I've thought about it. And as I got into the production of it, I realized it was one of those things that was a lot more work than I thought it would be, trying to extrapolate the singers you think ought to be included and the ones, because there's so many of them. But I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be interesting, and I hope people like it.
I bet they will. Steve, how long have you been working with Gail?
Well, I moved here 12 years ago this month.
Congratulations.
To the Sedona area. And I met Gail very soon after that. And we started working together right away.
Wow.
We played in Prescott and some venues in Sedona. And
that's fantastic.
We hit it off right away.
Yes. You seem to work really well together. You're nice and comfortable, which is why I was wondering how long you'd been together. 12 years. That's wonderful. That's a long time.
And of course, Steve is much in demand by everyone.
I know. You keep quite busy, Steve. What have you been up to? What are you up to next?
Oh, well, I have a little blues band. I play with Robin Miller, and we've been having fun. We got together on a whim. Say, hey, wouldn't it be fun to play some old blues tunes? So we'll be doing a gig May 19th at Vino di Sedona.
Excellent.
And, right the day before we're doing our...
There you go.
And then he leaves town.
Oh, no.
Well, I go to the Midwest for the summer to Michigan.
Oh, but you come back.
I come back. I always come back.
Of course.
I always threaten him if he doesn't.
Oh, well, there you go, for sure.
And by the way, when we're honoring the women of song, we'll also be honoring a couple of women songwriters, and I'll be singing a couple of songs too.
Oh.
For instance, I'll probably do the Carole King song "You've Got a Friend," which was made popular by a male singer, James Taylor.
Right. Oh,
and some other surprises.
Oh, surprises! I love surprises.
One or two guest stars. Well, one anyway.
Oh.
You may know. Do you know who Vismaya is?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Vismaya is going to be doing 2 duets with me.
Oh, what a lovely combination I bet you are together. That's really wonderful. And the event is May 20th. Refreshments start at 6:30. Music starts at 7.
Correct.
Correct, and it goes until 8:30.
8:30, correct.
Yeah.
No breaks.
No breaks. Oh, no. But you've got good pipes, so you're okay.
Well, it usually lasts, and I've found through the years and having performed a lot that sometimes when you've only got that much time, when you have a break in the middle, sometimes it's hard to get people back into the seats. It kind of breaks the mood, so we thought we'd go straight through.
I think that's amazing. That's really wonderful. Well, of course you're going to have Vismaya because this is girl power. And
girl
you
power,
put that together.
Right. Exactly.
You know, hey, that's wonderful. And what era would you say is your favorite, Gail?
30s and 40s.
The 30s, mine too. I love that.
30s and
How about
40s.
you, Steve? What's your favorite era?
That's the era of the Great American Songbook, which we used to just call standards, and those were some of the greatest songwriters of all time, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree with you. So we're good.
That's when all the great lyrics were written.
Right, when lyrics were great.
Cole Porter.
And by the way, that last song we did, P.S. I Love You, sometimes confused with the Beatles song with the same title, but it's completely different.
Oh, yes.
The lyrics were written by Johnny Mercer, who was like one of the greatest lyricists of all time.
Very good. That's excellent. Boy, it really must have been challenging to weed out and hone down on who you were singing.
I'm sure some people, and I even mentioned this in my dialogue, that there's going to be some people that are going to be disappointed that, well, whatever happened? I've already had friends of mine say, well, aren't you doing so-and-so? And I said, we would be there for a week if we did them all. Some of my own favorites I've had to cut, but I tried to do a good cross-section of different types of singers, blues singers and pop singers, and I tried to make it as homogeneous as possible.
Excellent. Excellent.
It was not easy.
Not easy. Can you give us a couple of the names of what you'll be singing?
Of the songs we'll be singing?
Well, the artists.
Well, let's start with the very first one. 1919, Bessie Smith, who did a song that Steve and I have done fairly recently together with his blues group called St. Louis Woman. St. Louis Blues, actually.
All right.
And then up into the modern era, the most modern era is Adele.
Oh, I bet you do a wonderful Adele.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't do the one she's most famous for, but I do the one that was written by Bob Dylan that I happen to think is beautiful.
Wow.
To Make You Feel My Love.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's a lovely
And a
lovely
Streisand, and then
of course.
Down through the years.
Excellent.
Doing a little bit of a tribute, the one with Wiesmeyer to, or the two with Wiesmeyer to singers that were well known for work for entertaining the troops during World War II.
Right.
She's doing we're doing one where I sing it in English, she does it in French, and I do it in English, she does it in German.
Excellent.
So that should be fun.
That will be really, really fun. Oh, this is great. That's a nice collaboration of you and your guest stars and the wonderful music that makes you feel good. You know, the heartwarming music and the tear-jerking music, when music was really good music. You know, when we have all those influences of all the wonderful people coming together at once, that's just great. And you've been performing your whole life, haven't you, Gail?
It's funny, Steve and I were just talking about this morning. My very first paid gig was when I was either 15 or 16. I'm not sure. Yeah. And,
wow.
It was not for a long time my main job because I was a single mother with 4 children. So I had to have a real job, as they say. But I've always done it, usually weekends, and in New York, in San Francisco, in parts of Europe. So I've always had my... I was going to say my finger in it, but my voice.
There you go, your voice is
And today is the anniversary of my first paid gig when I was 14 years old. Now I'm going to give away my age.
Oh my gosh.
54 years ago.
Wow. Oh,
May
this
4th,
is so cool.
in Elgin,
this is so
Illinois.
cool. Well, congratulations to you, Steve. Yeah, you're the man about town. We can find you. You have a website.
Yes, I do. SteveSandner.com.
That's true.
Find me.
Easy peasy one.
I'm re-releasing one of my old CDs in a couple of months. So.
Oh.
Oh, and I have 2 CDs that I will have for sale.
Excellent. Excellent. Do you have a website?
No, I do not.
Old school girl.
We'll work on that.
I'm very much an old school girl.
That's okay. Hold on as long as you can.
That's what I'm trying to do.
And what are you going to sing next?
I Remember April.
I Remember April. Who sang that?
Was April.
That's true. I remember April too.
I don't remember. It's not in the show, but it's just one we decided
Just
to
one
do.
that you really like. That's the kind of songs you should sing, ones you really like. Well, thank you both very much for being here. Good luck on your show. Congratulations on all the anniversaries and the wonderful thing in being in the business and continuing to be in the business and doing such a wonderful job. Check out sedonahub.org if you want tickets for May 20th for the wonderful concert called Songs from the Heart, celebrating the women of song. If you want to check that out, go ahead and get your tickets now because it will fill up.
Actually, there are no tickets.
Oh, there are. Never mind. Oh, I got them all psyched up
unless,
for nothing.
Unless Kate has set something up, but as far as I know, it's just pay at the door.
Okay.
Unless she has something going. I'm not in charge of that. End of
okay.
It, so.
Very good. Well, check out sedonahub.org for some more information. Thank you all so much for watching the Verde Valley Experience. It was a pleasure having you with us today. Check us out at verdevalleytv.com. You can check us out on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and make sure be tuned in for next time.
Thank you, Jennifer. This lovely day will lengthen into evening. We'll say goodbye to all we ever had. Alone where we walk together, I'll remember April and be glad. I'll be content You loved me once in April. Your lips were warm and love and spring were new. I'm not afraid of autumn and her sorrow. I remember April and you. The fire will dwindle into glowing ashes, but flames of love live such a little while. I won't forget, but I won't be lonely. I'll remember April, I'll remember April. I'll remember April and I'll smile. The fire will dwindle into glowing ashes, for flames of love live such a little while. I'll be content and I won't be lonely. I remember April, I remember April.